So I was thinking the other day, right? What if the life we're living right now and the experience that we are having, regardless of how old you are, what if, just what if, this was all meant to happen for you to change your life? Think about that. What if all the bad and good that's happened in your life was meant to happen to you for you to stop and change the script? Because when you think about it, you, in essence, are your mum and dad, and their mum and dad, and then their mum and dad, and then their mum and dad. It's just a generation of trauma, beliefs, DNA, whatever, that's just been transcribed into you. Because your mum and your dad are essentially you, right? It's basically them mixed in, created you, and now you hold what they believe in. Okay, so you've been carrying this throughout their bloodline, but guess what? You're the one that's going to say, no, I changed the script. I'm the one that puts a stop to this. How powerful is that? So the idea is to start thinking prospectively about things, right? Changing the script. Instead of, why is this happening to me? Instead of complaining, instead of reacting, it's now about breathing, pausing, and asking the question, okay, this is happening to me. Why is it happening to me? What lesson can I learn from this? What is this trying to tell me? What can I do now that's going to help and serve me going forward? That's what life is. That's my perspective. And you can start applying that perspective into your life. And what you'll actually manage to find is that, one, you'll find traces in yourself and relate it back all them years when you were a kid. You can even look at your parents now and say, hey, they do that. Guess what? I do that as well. I wonder why they do that. Does that make sense? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, like I said, you are just a creation of your parents, right? You are just another mum and dad of that person, okay? And you might have some unhealthy things, you might have some bad things that you do, but guess what? It's not your parents' fault for passing that on to you. Okay, that's just learned behavior, that's trauma that's been passed down to you. But that's what I'm saying. You're the one that gets to put a stop to all of this. Because, like I said, when I put this video out, you can now change that. This was all meant to happen for you to say, no, I stop this, I change this, so that when you have kids, you can install a whole new identity, a whole new baseline of beliefs, of conditioning for them, so that they can now live life in full harmony, in full love, and full transparency. How beautiful was that? How beautiful is that when you look at it that way? Because life could be seen as just lessons that we have to go through. Like I've mentioned on this page and on this channel in my previous videos, life in itself is just about reclaiming your consciousness. It's about being conscious again. It's about surpassing karma. It's about overcoming trauma. It's about destroying your self-limiting beliefs and being free again. Because we live in a society where now we're being conditioned by so many different people, being told how to live our life, being told what's right and wrong. But who decides that? Who decides what's right and wrong? Someone else or you? Who do you trust? Yourself or someone else? Think about it. And there's a lot of lessons that you can learn from life. Like I said, life is just lessons, right? We learn from our lessons. That's the beauty of it. That's why when you make a mistake, someone will tell you, hey, what did you learn? Or learn from your mistakes. It's a popular saying, but no one really understands it. Okay? And then you get some people who just make the same mistakes over and over again and never really learn. And then they ask themselves, why is this happening to me? Well, it's because you haven't learned from your mistakes. So change your perspective on life. Start seeing things as a life lesson. And maybe, just maybe, you can then get both hands into your life and start becoming this absolute sovereign beast that you are, and being free from all the BS. How about that? It's great. I'm on that path right now. Come and join me. I've been doing this now for a good part of 3 years. I've had ups and downs, but I'm learning every step of the way. I've invested a ton of money into myself, and I want to now make my own channel and build a brand where I can actually give you guys something back, anyone that's on this journey, because I know how difficult it can be. You've got so much content online, all this wishy-washy stuff that you just don't really know what's true. So who do you believe? You know, you've got so many different people pushing their agendas and their views and their opinions and their experience, etc., etc. I personally believe this is the right way. Well, not the right way, but it is the way, right? It's about being free from the BS, all the conditioning, all the trauma, all the karma. It's about surpassing all of that so you can you can just be, because that's what we are, just a being. Like and subscribe, boys. Peace.